आर्गुमेंटेटिव ऐसे कैसे लिखना है इस बारे में इस वीडियो में बात करेंगे एंड दिस वीडियो इज बोथ फॉर ICSE क्लास 10 and ISC class 12 students, of course for 9th and 11th also. Now what am I going to talk about? I am going to take an argumentative essay from the ISC specimen paper जिसके ऊपर मैंने ऐसे इस बुक में लिखा है. This is a book which I strongly recommend that every ISC class 12 as well as every ICSE class 10 student should buy if you want to get 20 out of 20 as far as the essays are concerned, because this particular book which is for class 9 and 10 इसकी सिर्फ 40 कॉपी बाकी है. I think it will get sold off in a matter of 4-5 days. So उसके बाद ये बुक प्रिंट में नहीं मिलेगी. This will not be available on the Study with Sudhir app. इसको आप oswaldbooks.com, Amazon या Flipkart कहीं पर भी आप इसको ऑर्डर कर सकते हैं. You will get it in 1 or 2 max 3 days. Okay, so parents should not influence their children when choosing the subjects they wish to study. Argue either for or against a given statement. Now this is part of the specimen paper. In this book I have taken some of the specimen paper के questions. I have not taken PYQs because PYQs कभी भी repeat नहीं होते हैं. And why I am asking the class 10 students to watch this video is because a topic like this can also come in class 10, because I have seen over the years that the topics for class 12 and class 10 generally overlap. They are very very similar. एक में 350 words का maximum लिखना होता है, एक में 450. So it means that you need to write 2 more points in order to stick to the longer word limit. So इसमें देखते हैं how I have written this particular composition, and that will give you lots of ideas कि okay, this is the way I can make my essay more interesting, more engaging. And this is an important part. More interesting, more engaging. And please note down these 2 words, why I'm saying these 2 words in particular. This is essay number 5 in the argumentative section in the book. So parents should not influence their children. So what I have done here is to start the essay with an example. With an example which is a very well-known story about music composer A.R. Rahman, whose father passed away when he was very young. His father, Shekhar. The father of renowned music composer A.R. Rahman passed away when he was young, leaving behind his musical instruments. He used to own a lot of musical instruments which he used to rent out. But Rahman's mother decided that she would not rent the instruments to earn a living. Now, when you are telling a story and the first 2 lines are not directly connecting to the subject, the examiner will also think, okay, what is the interesting story with which the student has come to this? So what you are doing is to make the examiner curious, okay, and he or she will be interested in reading कि ये कहानी क्या है, and you are telling the kahani of a very famous person, so there would be more interest in that. Instead, she asked Rahman to prioritize learning music so that he could make the best use of the instruments. Rahman's story is a perfect example of how a parent can influence the child. They can assist them in choosing the subject he should study. I agree with what Rahman's mother did and believe that parents should influence their children when choosing the subject they wish to study. Now here 2-3 points that you need to bear in mind. First of all, and this is a mistake many students make, I remember reading some essays where till the 5th paragraph also you don't know what stand the student has taken, for or against. So it is mandatory both for class 10 and class 12 students, listen to this carefully, that you should state your position very very clearly without any ambiguity, using the same words which are there in the question in the last line of the first paragraph, ताकि examiner को पता चले कि okay, ये for कर रहा है या against कर रहा है. That clarity needs to be provided. Point number 2. Here I have started with an example and then I have kind of linked it to the subject. You see how I have done? You would say, "Arey sir, but how would we remember examples?" Do you think I remembered this example the moment? But the moment I saw the topic and I thought about it, which is why you get the 15 minutes. There you should think that how best I can make my introduction most engaging, because that's very important. Unless you are able to get the examiner's attention, because please remember, the papers are checked in the summer months. It is not the most pleasant task to check lots of answer scripts. It's a very tedious task. So your essay has to be something जिसको पढ़ने में examiner को मजा आए. So how do you do that? An anecdote, an example is a great way to actually do that. So that's why I strongly recommend that you should do something like this. Okay. In fact, I will show you something. This was a comment I got in response to my class 10 ka ICSE book. You see this particular comment by, I think, Kuldeep Kaur. Okay. I'm not into reading, but your book of essays and letters are so fascinating that just don't want to stop reading it. What does this indicate? It indicates that whatever she has read, be it a letter or an essay, she has found it engaging. So there is that element of engagement, and she wants to go aage, paragraph by paragraph. That's what your essay should be able to do with your examiner. Your examiner will read it because obviously they are doing a job. But if you are able to make it so engaging कि पढ़ने में भी मजा आए, अब आपके 20 में से 20 मार्क्स पक्के हैं. That's what you should attempt to do. Now, as competition continues, now you're getting into the topic because you have stated your position. As competition continues to grow, it is wiser to involve individuals, that is your parents, who possess greater awareness in deciding what to study. Parental guidance plays an important role in making sure the educational journey, these are the kind of phrases that you should use. Educational journey is with purpose. The experience and wisdom parents possess are incredibly valuable in guiding their children's educational choices. Many parents today have successfully navigated their own education. So the first point aap kya bata rahe hain? First point you are making that the parents are experienced. They have themselves, because obviously now you have parents who are educated themselves. So they have done it themselves. So they would be able to guide कि हमने जो गलतियां की बच्चे ना करें, हमने जो सही किया, maybe the same thing can be replicated. That kind of experience. And professional paths giving them a deep understanding of the essential skills and knowledge required for success. They understand the obstacles and expectations of different industries and can provide practical advice that children with their limited life experience may not comprehend. Limited life experience is again an important phrase, because this is the opposite of their educational and professional experience. So that contrast you need to bring out in the first point. So what I'm doing is that while I'm telling you the broad point, I'm telling you the small fits with which you can further the nuances you can bring out in your point. For instance, while a child may be passionate about a subject, parents can help balance this interest by introducing him to subjects that can further enhance that potential. For example, you maybe you're interested in some kind of gaming technology. Okay, you probably introduce him to a friend who is into the gaming industry. Maybe he can do an internship during the summer months and then check out whether you are able to actually hold on to that interest. Yeah, after 15 दिन लगे, bore है, मुझे मजा नहीं आया, or you learn something more. So you're able to get the right fits because of their own experience. Keeping parents out of the picture would rob the child of such valuable advice. Now you see, I have used a word like rob very deliberately because it kind of gives you a sense like किसी से चुरा लिया है, right? So that's something which you don't want. So it's always interesting to use words which kind of give a slightly different kind of edge. Instead of the very usual kind of words, use slightly different words. In fact, another comment that I had got, I'm also giving you the feedback. This is from another student. Sir, thanks a lot for essay book. I've been reading it daily for 1 month and I've noticed a considerable change in my essay writing skills, as well as I now use good vocabulary and phrases. Now, if you are able to read it, and I would strongly advise that you should order this book right away after this video. You will get it in a couple of days. And then what you should do is to read every essay at least 3 times. Trust me, the more times that you read, you will be able to make my vocabulary yours. That's the whole idea. I read books every day, and when I read books over a period of time, that vocabulary becomes part of my vocabulary. Otherwise, nobody comes in this world with a great vocab, right? So that's what you should do. And the best part about this book, and I strongly believe that this book is even better than my 10th class book, gives you annotations of essays. Also, it gives you exactly what all you need to keep in mind, the guidelines for every essay, narrative, descriptive, argumentative, original story, everything. It will tell you how exactly to write, what are the mistakes students make, what is the mistake you should not make, what are the right things to do, everything. A to Z of essays for ISC and ICSE is there in this particular book. So let's go back to the essay. It says, okay, now I come to the first point मैंने बता दिया. Second point क्या है? You see how clearly demarcated each point is. Children frequently make decisions by succumbing to peer pressure. The second point is about peer pressure and influence. You know, my friends are all writing JEE. मैं भी JEE लिखता हूँ. भले ही मेरे को इंजीनियरिंग में जीरो इंटरेस्ट हो, मेरे फ्रेंड्स सारे एनडीए में जाना चाहते हैं, एनडीए का एग्जाम लिख रहे हैं, मैं भी एनडीए का एग्जाम लिखता हूं, राइट? सो parents can help ensure that their children focus on subjects that develop critical thinking, problem solving and communication skills. So you look at different kind of skills. ये नहीं कि सिर्फ किताबी कीड़ा, whether what other kind of skills the child has. For example, a child who is passionate about art should also engage with subjects like mathematics or science to build a diverse skill set that would help him or her do well in the future. And this can be done only if the parents are there to guide, because how is the outside world going to be interested? They are not going to be so invested in your future. So what you do, your parents are your best support system. Additionally, third point, working parents are more practical when considering the best educational options for future careers. Parents are the only individual that a child can fully trust or support them, making them qualified to offer their children the most valuable career guidance. They can also share their own experience to ensure the child does not make the same mistake. This collaborative exercise, fantastic phrase. Please use this kind of phrases. Collaborative, कोई important collaboration आपको मालूम है, exercise आपको मालूम है. I've just combined to make it sound that much better. Helps in better family bonding. 3 points हो गए. Now the fourth point. Finally, children see their parents as allies. Allies means they are partners in their growth instead of categorizing them as just older individuals who cannot comprehend their mindset. तो इसका अभी एक emotional, 3 practical फायदे बता दिए. The fourth point is a more of an emotional kind of a point, that it helps in better family bonding. Parental involvement in educational choices also raises a sense of support and security for the child. Knowing that their parents are invested in their education can motivate children to persevere through challenging subjects instead of giving up. This makes it a win-win situation. So that's how you end this particular essay. So it is, of course, it's a little long because it's for ISC. ICSE may you can drop one of the points or make it a little crisp, but this is the way you write it. You have given all the points. Each point is very clearly demarcated, very important. You have started with a good hook anecdote or hook example, right? You have stated your position, and at the end also you have stated your position clearly that this is what I am looking for. So this is the way to write an argumentative essay which can fetch you a 20 on 20. So please go through the essays. It will help you fine tune your mind. Think of, oh, this is how I should. In fact, there are lots of ICSE class 10 students. In fact, only this morning somebody had messaged me about one of the original stories that I had written. Many ICSE students are making use of this book because it gives you even more diverse range of topics, so that you go into the examination hall, you know, better prepared. Okay, ye tha, similar essay topic was there. This is how I had started. Maybe I can start the same way, or maybe I can end the same way. These are the examples he gave somewhere. So you are able to make it a better fit. So the whole idea is to help you better. Argumentative essays are a good way, apart from narrative and descriptive, to score high marks in the examination. So please do so, but do not go without practicing. Please prepare topics, practice writing, practice the skill of thinking about the points in clear terms. ये नहीं कि एक point दूसरे point से mixed up है. No, each paragraph should have very clear points so that the examiner also finds it easy to understand what is the points. Because at the end of the day, it's an argumentative essay. You are trying to convince the examiner that this is the reason, these are the reasons why I think parents should help or parents should not help. Okay, or not be involved, right? So I hope this particular video was of use. I've already done videos on narrative and descriptive. I would do more as the days go. Please let me know if anyone wants the one word or the reflective essays. I could do videos on that as well. But otherwise, you get the book. Trust me, it's a treasure trove. Thank you very much. Tata, bye-bye. God bless you.